Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bluebelly Gaming channel. Today I have a unique tutorial on setting up a fruit and vegetable farm on FS19. Now this one you do need a few mods. I'm running these on PC. I think several of them are available on the in-game mod hub that you can access for console. So bear with me here as we scroll through my mods and I'll show you the handful we're going to use. We're going to use this farm buildings pack. We are going to use these greenhouses. That's where we'll get our vegetables, lettuce and tomatoes. We're going to use the manure trading system. We need this unless you already have cows or pigs producing manure. I'm going to use this. The manure is really cheap and it converts to a lot of money. Excuse me. And we're going to use placeable fruit trees and this placeable vineyard. I'm pretty sure the placeable fruit trees are available for console. I'm not sure about the vineyard. Alright, so those are the mods that I use to set this up. If you are not necessarily looking for all of these elements, if you just want to have one greenhouse on the side of your farm, you can certainly do that. But I am making this whole farm based around those things. And one thing I also thought about including, sorry that it's nighttime in game here, but I can still show you around what I set up on the farm, even with low lighting. One thing I thought about, so this crop withered while I was setting things up, but you could plow this and turn it into potatoes or sugar beets if you want to do vegetables. Of course we have corn in the game, but it's field corn. They don't have a sweet corn crop available. And I know some folks will watch this and say, well, there's all sorts of other crop mods that you can get, but I'm trying to keep this as sort of beginner level if you don't know how to do this. And once you learn how to set this much up, you will be able to always go in and add other gameplay mods. So what I did here, I bought this field 12 and then just took the end and I placed water. That's the water tank that comes with the game. I had actually placed a manure bin here, but it wouldn't let me load up my cart, my trailer. So when I removed it, it left the concrete pad, but that's okay. I can work with that. I can park equipment there or something. So these are placeable trees, and you can see up in the top left, the water level is 60%, the manure level is 62%. So I'll probably wait until light in the morning to top those off, maybe even midday. It seems like they go through a load in pretty much a 24-hour cycle, so you do have to tend them. Now these vineyards work very similarly, but you don't dump the manure in the middle. Look at these nice yummy grapes. You actually dump it over here. So this is the manure fill area. Got 50%, not 54 on that one. And this is the water area. So you just drive that water bowser over here and click the button to fill it up. And the same thing is true of these trees. And it's a really nice income. I think I got something like 9,000 for it. But I also wanted to show you this manure trough. I'll get in the tractor and show you how to fill it up here in a minute. But I put it over here. It's a mod, so it doesn't actually go away. As you pull manure out of there, it's going to look exactly the same. So you know, if you're playing this for a realism effect, it's not fantastic, but it gets the job done. So let me just show you real quick. I walked around and gave you the brief tour. I didn't put in a potato patch, but that might be something that you would want to do. I think there are things like carrots and onions in some of the other mod packs, but this will get you started. I also looked for a store mod and was not able to find that. Okay, so you look in the bottom right corner, you can see right now we have 4,600, so I'm going to hit R and start filling this trailer up, and it will eventually... Oh, it didn't like that? There we go. I just needed to scoot forward, I guess. If you look at the money, the amount of money that I'm spending, it's not very much. It'll be a couple $100 to fill this whole thing, and then, you know, the water is free now because I paid for the water Bowser. So you're really able to make thousands for the investment of hundreds on a daily basis, and I think that's pretty cool. So the way we do this, you know, I use the landscaping tool and place that ground texture at the bottom of these trees, just so it's easier to get closer. So you get close, and then you hit the overload, and it takes, I want to say, yeah, not that much. Even when it was empty, it only took, I think, maybe 1,000 per tree. So now that it's halfway, it's not going to take very much at all. But I just wanted to show you what the process looked like. And I only did, 5 trees here, just because I wanted to experiment with it. It's one of the things that I love about Farming Simulator is there's no right or wrong way to play the game. You just play. Get whatever brand tractor you want. You grow whatever crops or have animals. I see now what my problem was when I initially tried to fill this thing. It filled the bucket. You can see the bucket up here. It's filled. So what I'm going to do, just because this is how I would run it if I was going to be playing this save full time, I'm actually, so the tip side is back. I'm going to do the Control I and dump a bunch of this here, and that's what I will drive over to pick up from to fill up diesel. So I'll go to the bar one first. Yeah, as you can tell, my terraforming wasn't perfect here. Building farms is really difficult on with the tools that you get in this game. I don't say that as a knock. I love doing it. I don't, but it costs a lot of money. So if I was gonna keep playing this save, I would make sure I smoothed out these little humps for sure, and I would probably put in some other crops in the field, whatever I could find that would be the lowest amount of maintenance for the equipment. But one thing that I neglected to mention when I fired this up is that I set this up to be a debt-free farm. So the equipment cost, I've done some other debt-free videos to show, going to the store and buying your equipment. This one I just sort of started here in the yard. But if you look here, I went ahead and zeroed out this loan just by repaying it. So we're still operating on the fresh, what's it called, Farm Manager, the original equipment that I bought. I got this New Holland T6, and I bought this with the front loader and the water tank outright, and then I did these placeables It was something like $125,000, maybe more than that. It was a sizable investment. Okay, so let me explain. So you just take the water bowser. You can see now that I'm close to this green thing on the end, it shows water, and I start overloading. Now, it didn't take much because that was already pretty full, but I'm gonna need to refill the water tank before I fill up the trees. So we've seen how the manure loads, and we're gonna see how the water loads. And okay, so I put in apple trees here. There are also orange trees, and let me show you where in the menus I did all of that while the water's filling up. I'm gonna snoop around here. So in the menu, you go to your store, and then you go into placeables, and in miscellaneous is where you get your water station, and you have your placeable trees. And now we're still we're gonna place a greenhouse, two greenhouses, and show you how they work the same way. But I'll go ahead and show you, so that way we can have both fruits and vegetables. But before I do that, I want to explain what I learned from setting this up. Now, initially, I did the Profi mode. I don't know what that Profi mode means, what that's short for, but I tried that, and it wouldn't let me fill my cart, my trailer. But then when I did easy mode, it did, because it says in the easy mode you can buy the manure with trailers in front of the manual import. Uh, so they have, if you look, this is import, which is what we're doing, right? We're importing the manure to your farm. If you wanted to sell manure, if you had a cow farm and you wanted a place to sell your manure, you would do this one, the manure export. So just to clarify that. Uh, and by the way, you can pick white or red grapes depending upon what kind of vineyard you're running. Uh, so we'll come back to this and place these. I think that explains everything I put in so far. Yes. All right. So now that we've got full water, we'll water the trees, and then I'll place the greenhouses, fill those up, and we will wrap up the video. It's not a super complicated process, but I just wanted to show folks how it works. Didn't seem like that took very much water at all. Yeah, this is kind of silly to do it when they don't really need it, but I like to keep my animals and plants happy when I'm playing FS. Get everything tended. And you know, if you get this done, it's 7 in the morning in the game. That'll give me plenty of time in this in-game day to place some greenhouses and maybe even start cultivating and plowing for whatever crop I decide to put in up in the field there. So here's how we're going to place the greenhouses. This is how I placed everything else, so this gives you an indication of the process. So we'll start with this lettuce. Let us start with, okay, sorry, that was bad. I probably could put them there, but do I want to do that is the question. Maybe this away, or I could put them going this way. And when I go down the road here, which by the way I put in these roads, I didn't explain that, but this road was here from the map, but I put this across here using the landscaping tool, which by the way, it's giving me a lot of landscape cannot be deformed here. Boy, I'd really like to put it right there. Wouldn't that just be the best? Simply the best. You know what? I could just do this. Boom. Got that one. And we'll put us as in tomater. Put it. Why? Why can't the terrain be deformed here? You just don't like it? Just don't like my style. Alright, we're gonna do the left control. Whoa, it'll really let me sink that down. If I do that, will it? Nope. It just doesn't like me. Okay. Alright, sorry about the nitpicking here. I'm just trying to avoid the issues that I had with elevation on the other ones. And then, just for kicks, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of this. We want to, where's the change modification type? This is fine. I meant change landscaping mode to this. And then tab is how we change our ground color. So, is that the same? Yeah, that's what I want. So I'm just going to do this here, just so it doesn't look too silly. That, that's not too bad. We can always farm around that. Boy, I'm getting some serious lag. Maybe because there's all these mods all in one part of the map. But I could probably tidy that up a little bit more if I wanted to. But you get the idea here. We will hop out of this mode. And since we've got our water here, we'll go fill those up. And just FYI, last night when it was midnight, after I placed all this stuff yesterday and filled it up, I got 9,000 just for the 2 vineyards and 5 trees. So once we add, if you look, isn't this cool? It's empty right now. See that? Okay, it's not appreciating me bringing it water. There it was, for just a second, huh? Just liked it for a second. Okay. I wonder if it has to be beside that orange hose. I wonder if it's that specific. They're typically not. Oh my. Brilliant driving skills here on display. My apologies for that. I'm just trying to show you how this works. It really was not intended to be a driver's class. The terraforming, I'm just bad at that, so I need to practice. I thought about doing some farm build. There it is. Yep, it has to be close to that hose. So anyways, what I was trying to say is now you can see the plants appear. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Boy, that's really taking a lot of water. Yikes. Okay. We'll refill, do the other one, put a little bit of manure in, and close up the video. Now that we know it has to go on the hose. See, I should have done my research. I set up literally everything else, and I was like, oh, I'll just throw down a couple greenhouses in the video. That won't be a big deal. And sure enough, they tripped me up a little bit. Still not what I would call a big deal, but tripped me up enough to make me think twice. Oh gosh. We're gonna smack right into that, aren't we? Okay. Let's do another 180 out here on the street. By the way, I did not turn off traffic. It's just a slow day in Ravenport. Alright, here we go. Right there. Done. So now we can see our lettuce, our heads of lettuce in the greenhouse. I just think this is cool. And what I was trying to get at earlier is that I think it would be really fun to have a store. And I saw a mod, some YouTuber had a mod that let you do what I'm talking about, but this was a while ago. It was right in the early days of FS 19, and I forget what they said the name of the mod was, and I remember it wasn't quite polished. If anybody wants to leave a comment about the name of it, but I think a mod where you could say, you know, instead of just getting the time-based payout, if you could come up here and have some sort of like harvest and say, you know, you got 400 liters of tomatoes today, and then you take it to the store and the store sells it, you know, you get a wholesale payout, something like that. And then if they had like a grocery store on the map, that could be one, or you could sell it in your own store. I don't know. There's so many possibilities, and I'm not a modder. You know, I play, I play the game. I tried to mod a few things and ran into a total, well, really just a lack of ability. Can't can't blame anybody. As you can imagine, somebody who can barely drive the dang tractor. Oh, see, somebody who can barely drive the dang tractor is not going to be the most gifted at editing XML files and 3D modeling. But I still enjoy being able to play the games, and I'm hoping that in the future I can share more mods like these and help the modders get exposure, because I know they put hundreds of hours into making these tools and then nobody uses them. So I think it's cool to do this. As you can see, this needs a lot more manure to be fueled up for a long time. It's barely, it's at 9%, but I just want to show you the mechanics of it. If you are interested in any of these mods, you saw at the beginning of the video the names in game. You should be able to Google those and find the mod downloading hub of your choice. I tend to be a fan of the in-game mod hub whenever I can get stuff through that, so that's what I would recommend where you start. And if you have trouble finding any specific ones, leave a comment and I can see if I can share the link with you. Thanks everyone for your support and for watching the video, and I hope you will all have a wonderful day.